What's up guys, Dave with Mile High Campers coming back at you again with another video. Today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace the heater ducting in a 2016 Thor ACE 30.2 RV. Just to give you a quick backstory on this, while I was cleaning out our new used RV for the very first time, I came to the conclusion that the previous owner had not disclosed that they had a mouse infestation. It all started with finding a few drops on the stove, which then led me to dismantling most of the interior to discover mouse droppings in all areas that could not be seen from the initial walkthrough. There were so many mouse droppings in all of these unseen areas that it became clear that the previous owner had to have cleaned up all the areas that could be seen in an effort to conceal the bigger issue, which is what I found, a complete infestation. Thus began the cleanup, sealing of any possible entrances, and the repair work needed, which ended up being mainly just replacing all the heater ducting in this RV. What I'm going to do first is remove everything I need to in order to have full access to all of the ducting coming from the furnace. Located under the stove is the access panel to the furnace. The panel is held on by 4 screws. More than likely, these will require a square bit to remove. Once the screws are removed, you can access the furnace. Next, you need to remove the bed from the lower bunk. Once the bedding is out of the way, you will find 2 wood panels. Locate any screws holding these wood panels down. In my case, there were only 2, one located on each panel, but that may be different unit to unit. Once the wood panels are removed, you then have access to the ducting. Next, remove the cushion from the dinette on the side that backs up to the kitchen. The wood panel should simply come off as it should not be screwed down. Once the wood panel is removed, you will have access to the ducting. Next, remove the lower drawer just above the heater vent. Simply pull the drawer out until it stops. Then, on the sides of the drawer, push up on this tab, and while holding the tab up, pull the drawer the rest of the way out. Note, you may have a tab on both sides of the drawer. Once the drawer is removed, you will have access to the ducting. There are 4 ducts attached to the furnace, 3 across the front and 1 on the right side. Each duct is attached to the furnace with a simple hose clamp. I was able to loosen each clamp using a short Phillips screwdriver. Once all the hose clamps have been loosened, you can simply detach the ducting from the furnace. There are 3 vents that look like this, one under the dinette, one located on the side of the bottom bunk, and one located in the main bedroom. The ducting is attached to each of these vents with 1 screw. Remove the screw and simply pull the ducting off the vent. The 4th vent is a larger vent that is located under the drawers in the kitchen. The ducting is attached to the vent with a simple hose clamp. I used a short Phillips screwdriver to loosen the hose clamp and pulled the ducting from the vent. Now that all of the ducting has been detached from the furnace and the vents, I can remove all of it from the RV. Once I was able to get all of the ducting out of the RV, I discovered the mouse nest. I could not see it before because it was not visible from the top of the ducting. I'm very glad I went with my hunch and chose to replace the ducting instead of just cleaning up around it. Once the ducting was removed, I was able to clean and disinfect everything. And now I have it ready to install the new ducting. I searched everywhere online trying to find the original ducting material that Thor used for the original installation, but I couldn't find it. So I ended up ordering this new ducting material from Amazon, link in the description below, be sure to check that out. I ordered 2 boxes, so it ran me right around $40. The first duct that I installed was the one going from the furnace all the way back to the main bedroom vent. I measured it out to match the old and cut it with a utility knife and wire cutters. I attached one end to the vent with a single screw, and then I ran the other end through this hole and attached it to the first port on the furnace using a hose clamp. Next, I installed the duct going from the furnace to the vent beneath the lower bunk. Again, I measured it out to match the old and cut it with a utility knife and wire cutters. I attached one end to the vent using a hose clamp and ran the other end through this hole and attached it to the second port on the furnace using a hose clamp. Here's a shot of the paneling in the cabinet under the sink. As you can see from this pic, I ended up removing the paneling, which gave me more room to access and clean this area. However, you could do this installation without removing these panels. These panels were held in with screws and staples. Next, I installed the duct going from the furnace to the vent below the dinette. First, I attached the duct to the 4th port on the right side of the furnace using a hose clamp. Then I ran the tubing around the water heater and through this hole in the paneling. Once I got it through the hole, I was able to pull the tube the rest of the way to the vent and attached it to the vent using a screw. Next, I installed the duct from the furnace to the large vent under the drawers in the kitchen. First, I attached the tube to the third port on the furnace using a hose clamp. Then, I ran the tubing along the base of the inside of the cabinet and under the drawers to the vent. I attached the tubing to the vent using a hose clamp. Then I reinstalled all the panels and the drawer, and the job was complete. Be sure to check out all of our RV slide decals on our website, as well as our all-new children's book series, Scamper and the Camper. Links in the description below. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. Don't forget to hit that like button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.